hello, hello, hello. How are you? I'm gonna do a little maintenance here. It is Yo Ange, and where the hell am I? Where did I end up? No message delay, live chat, live chat, live chat. Okay, good. We got the live chat going. Here we go. But where am I? You guys, I made it up all the way with you for my last stream, up to the American Museum of Natural History. I always have to remember, how are their letters? It's AMNH, the American Museum of Natural History. Now this is located over on 79th Street, Columbus Avenue. Kind of like hits right in the middle of the place. Hello, Ambrose. Hi, Michelle King. How are you guys doing? But we're actually not going to go into it. I may go into it in a little bit and do a little videoing for myself. They're not going to allow me to go in there with a gimbal and everything. Stop treating no dryer. I don't understand. I can't understand. Like, what's the big deal? It's a dryer. Install it. Hi, Yuri. Good to see you. Thank you guys for all coming in. Make sure you guys got your coffee, your drinks, maybe your lunch, because I know some people it's lunchtime. But anyway, this is located up here on the Upper West Side. I want to say it's known to the locals, but it's not known, and I don't think people realize that it's actually a park, like separate. Like, it's run by the New York City Parks, pretty much managed by that. But it encompasses the entire area surrounding the American Museum of Natural History, which is right over here. This is their newest edition, which is absolutely gorgeous and totally looks different from the rest of it, which you see behind me, which is like, brick and sandstone and brown, and this is very new, very modern. This part holds a lot of stuff. It also holds the gem gallery, which is my favorite part. Joe's favorite part too. He loves that. We like to go look at the dinosaur bones? Yeah, kind of, but there's always like minions. I know, it's part two. We got to get them watch hours. We're doing really good, but now we also got to get the subscribers. We got to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours by the end of January. I want to shoot by the end of the year, so I have breathing room. But it's a goal. It's something that I've kind of put off for a long time on doing. But now that I've got the channel back here, and YouTube and all of its magnanimous glory and knowledge has realized I was doing nothing wrong, we're back. But anyway, we're going to take a walk actually through this park, and it's actually Theodore Roosevelt Park, okay? It's 17 and a half acres, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's a pretty large footprint, if you ask me. And I guess prior to 58, used to be known as Manhattan Park. I'm like, for real? Like, this was known as Manhattan Park? But now it's known as Theodore Roosevelt Park, which we used to have a statue out front, but they took it down because it was not totally PC. The family requested that, but we'll get to that when we get there. We're going to take a walk around. There's a couple of little things to see here and to view, but I think you guys will enjoy it. It's very quiet. It's very serene. A lot of locals will sit here, have lunch. It's heavily shaded, as you can see. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Joseph Q. Jolie, always good to see you. And Network, love you guys. You guys are always so amazing, joining me on all my craziness that I do. And also, I've got you guys plugged in for battery juicage. We should be good, but we got to make sure. In fact, I got to make sure I got this right so it's not all entangled. Y'all be entangled. We don't want you entangled. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Y'all get to look at my throat when I try to put this in. Got my bag, got my tote, and we will be on our way. But yeah, so right there, that street is Columbus, 79th. It's right around lunchtime, mid-August. Hi, Phyllis. But But you can see like a lot of nannies will come up here. People will just have their lunch. They'll read a book. I really want to get back into reading, guys. I really, really do. Now, here on Sundays, along this route on Columbus, they will actually host a green market. It's relatively a large green market. And I do love it. I have a couple of vendors out here. I don't see any prices at that Nathan's, so FYI, if you guys are visiting up here, there are a couple of locations of vendors out here. Do yourself a favor. Please make sure you check prices before you purchase anything, because sometimes I just give you a price depending on how you look, how you dressed. Oh, we got the gangs of New York flying down on us. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, we are directly on YouTube today. So, mods, if I am buffering, let me know. This is the most recent edition, which was a couple of years ago, I think, that it was finally completed and such, but it's really gorgeous. Took them a long, long time. You learned about the no price hot dog cart. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't be going to those places because they suck. But here, I'll walk up here. Let you guys, you're wearing a I Love NYC, gives you the worst, oh yeah, don't wear the I Love NYC t-shirt. Do yourself a favor. Don't look like a tourist. Ooh, I can feel the air conditioning from inside. It's below it. But FYI, okay, if you are a resident of New York State, only New York State, folks, no other state, but just New York, the amount you pay for general admission is up to you. Okay, let that sink in. What does that mean, Angela? What does that mean, Yo Ange? That means it's up to you. If you want to pay a quarter, you get to pay a quarter. If you want to pay $1, you get to pay $1. Okay? They will give you suggested pricing right here. 25, 30, 35, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's suggested. Okay? Standard pricing is $37 for an adult. If you want to, they have extra exhibitions in here. You know, if you want to go another extra space or whatever, you can do that. That's $43. If you want to go to all the exhibitions, including the planetarium, it's $48. Okay? Not an awful pricing if you guys are from away. But FYI, if you are a New York State resident, even if you live your ass all the way up in Buffalo, you can come. Greatest perks, I don't know if, well, I would think most people who live in the city know this, but I don't know if a lot of people who live outside of the city know that. So FYI, if you're coming down here and you're bringing family that are in and they want to take a day trip to New York City, remember, if you live in New York State, a lot of the places also have this. If you guys are looking for information on tickets, there's your QR code. Hi, Desi Des, good to see you. Right there, there's the QR code. You can become a member if you wish. Those are all the rules. I mean, it's normal. Okay. But that's the lowdown. But we're going to take a little walk through the park. We're going to stop at all the little sites along the way. It's not a super big park, but it is a city park. And it's nice, as I've shown you guys before, to have these wonderful green spaces, okay? Now, sometimes the lawns are open, but this time they're not. Lots of little nooks and crannies. I actually kind of compare this in a way to say Madison Square Park, you know, a lot of green area, a lot of seating. Even Washington Square, I actually think this one is better than Washington Square. Because you don't have like the hustlers out doing their chess games and stuff. It's very well established. So you have nice big trees, nice landscaping. Most of the people that are going to be hanging out here are going to be residents. Hey there, Lori. The stream did just start. Octavia, always good to see you. I thought you thought you ended. I did end. And this is the new stream, Lori. I know. I'm trying to get my watch hours up, babes. Trying to get my subscribers up. Oh, looks like somebody did a little of their own chalk art. I'm sure it was a child or something. Oh, dog walker is.
Stupid videos, thank you.
Then walk out of it, honey. It's up to you. I love when they act stupid. Y'all be content. She doesn't like it. Maybe you're not paying your taxes, doll. Handle it. All right, this is the American recipients of the Nobel Peace Prize. Not all the recipients, just the American ones, okay, guys? That's what this monument is for. She hates being in our videos. People's stupid videos. Oh. You know how it goes on Yo Ange. Cheating wife? Yeah. She's probably walking somebody else's dogs. Oh, why is this thing doing that? Okay, hang on. We're going to take that off. Okay, there we go. Oh, Desi, I did not change my YouTube. This is my second channel. This channel is more focused on locations and places that we visit. It's going to have New York content, you know, locations in and around New York, but it's also going to have content from when we go on cruises, when we travel. It's going to be more location centric. My other main channel, Yo Ange, is more lifestyle, like a day in the life. So the physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace economics. So this is a minute, like I said. Now you understand. Yes, perfect. Hi, Steve. Steve D, how you doing? Goes all the way back from 1906. The first, oh, look. Guess who's at the very top of that list? I don't know if you guys can see. We're going to scroll all the way up. Theodore Roosevelt, 1906, for peace. 1919 was Woodrow Wilson for peace. I'm just picking them out that I can see names. Look at them all. Very interesting. So if you, my friends, at some point in your life win the Nobel Peace Prize, your name will be inscribed. They actually do keep up with it. And we do have the gangs of New York up there, hanging out on the top. YouTube recommended it, and I just finished breakfast. Well, Steve, that makes me feel very happy that YouTube actually recommended it to you. Looks like they still got to get 2025s inscribed. Did nobody from the U.S.? Did nobody win it from the U.S.? Maybe not. I don't know. We got it all the way up to 2024. There we go. And we do have, that's chalk. It looks like, that looks like chalk up here. So nothing terribly bad. But like I said, we're in Theodore Roosevelt Park, which actually encircles the American Museum of Natural History here on the Upper West Side. Now you guys may recognize this park and this area for a very famous reason. This, I know, it's kind of a cool monument. I think it's cool to stop and take a moment and like look at the names and for what they were being recognized for. I think it's very cool. But the reason why you may recognize this park specifically, or this area, is because this is the starting location of the Macy's, the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Now, the day before, look at, we have those beautiful hydrangeas. They're still hanging in there. Still hanging in. Now, the day before, it used to be the night before, but now the day before Thanksgiving, all of the big balloons, like the ginormous balloons that our Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is known for, they have to get inflated. They can't do it that morning. It takes hours and hours and hours to inflate it. So this is the corner of 81st Street. You got a couple of restaurants in the area. It's a nice little neighborhood, easily walkable from my... Is this where the woman tried petting the squirrel? I have no idea. People do this so many times that you're always like, stop touching the squirrel. You know, stop touching the wildlife. There were 425 from the US that won the Nobel. Oh, cool, Julie. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I love my viewers. You guys are always so freaking smart. Look at this, is beautiful. Beautiful hydrangeas. When do roses bloom? Are they more like fallish, summer? I don't know. But yes, they actually inflate the balloons surrounding the museum, and people come out to visit it and see it. It used to be something that locals would just do, and then it turned into a massive event, like suddenly. Like when we first moved here, it was like a rare occurrence. Like it wasn't rare, but it's like people that lived here knew about it. We walked out here and there wasn't, like there was a police presence, but it wasn't like so cordoned off like it is now. Like it's turned into a massive event, okay? Where it's like an entry point, an exit point. You got to stand in line, you got to get searched, all of that stuff. That's what happens now. Now, luckily, Joe and I do have press passes, so we no longer have to stand in that. Yeah, it is super interesting to see them blow them up. Also, hidden, kind of, there is a dog park here, a dog run, okay? There's a lot of little dog runs here in New York City, to take your dogs off leash, let them run around. For the most part, there's sand, gravel. They're not going to be grass because it'll get torn up. But there is like a little hidden dog run. You would never know. I'm not sure if the lawn is open, but it is a passive lawn, so no dogs. You can't even play frisbee. It's a passive lawn, which means all you do is lay on the grass. You got to be rigged. I don't know. We don't run the Nobel Peace Prize thing, the Nobel Prizes. But the dog run is located on the north end of the park. But it's such a beautiful location. See, there's somebody out there enjoying the lawn, just taking in the sun. Now, this is something, as a resident of New York City, that you learn rather quickly. I think college students learn this rather quickly as well. You find the green spaces because you can't really, especially if you're in college, be sitting in your dorm room, okay? You just really can't. You lose your mind. Hey, Joe Maliga, good to see you again, my friend. Yeah, I do love that we have a lot of spaces for the pets. Oh, look, cobblestone. because, we got to have it. Look how beautiful these flowers are over here. We're going to be shade hopping again today, guys. Oh, God, these hydrangeas are gorge. Beautiful black-eyed Susans. I don't know why we call them black-eyed Susans. No idea. Somebody here must. Now, you can park your car here. So if you guys are coming in from out of town, they do have parking. It does cost money. I have no idea how much. Probably a pretty penny. FYI. No, this is not Central Park. This is called Theodore Roosevelt Park. It surrounds the American Museum of Natural History, Lori. As I said, it's about 17 and a half, just over 17 and a half acres. Oh my God, the pigeon almost took us out. Almost took us out. Wait, what is happening? Movies under the stars. They're gonna do movies here? Grab a blanket and come enjoy a movie in the neighborhood park. August 26th. Superman, the original 2025. Oh, I was like, is it the original? No, it's not the original. Where are they gonna put that? Oh, we gotta look at that. Where are they gonna put it? Under the star. That's very cool. We might have to go to that. That's next Wednesday. Oh my God, they even have movies in the park here. See? How cool is that? Now, guys, this right here, this part of it, that's the planetarium. That's where you go inside and they make you look like you're looking at all the stars and shit. Isn't that crazy? I think that's wild that we actually have this. How cool is that? It's so cool. Yes, another lovely green space. So I qualify for all the NYC Transit senior discounts. Mentioning fees got me to realize that. Yes. Yes, Steve D, if you just turned 62, you do qualify for all of the senior discounts. Get them discounts, dude. I still have a ways to go. But I want a discount. But I live here in New York State, so I get those discounts. You do what you can, right? Operating hours of the park are 6 to 1 a.m. FYI, there are gates that do get locked. So get the hell out of here at 1 a.m. I don't think you're going to be still hanging around at 1 a.m., but FYI, I'm just telling you. Now, this is a driveway. It is active. It's one that actually lets people drop those that are like, need some help to get in and out of. They don't want to have to walk so far. So there you go. Up here in the corner, this construction is, they're actually putting in an elevator, the subway, because there's an elevator, there's a subway line that goes right along Central Park on the west side. Currently, this location, this stop is closed because they are installing and doing massive installation of the elevator. Oh my God, I love seeing all this stuff that when you go when you're a child, it's so different when you see it through your adult eyes. It's wild to me. See, handicapped accessible. I was just telling you about the accessible entrances over by the Rose Center for Earth and Space, which is what that is. And then the Gilder Center for Education and Innovation, which is that one. Okay. Now, this is the east side of the building in the park, and this is right across from Central Park. Now you'll see there'll be a ton of vendors out here in the front. This is actually the very big front grand, the entrance to the museum. It's a big museum. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh, well, text it to me anyway, Steve. I'll look at it after the stream. Absolutely. But as always, I always tell you guys, check the prices. Plus, there are restaurants that are in the area. FYI. Oh, he put out chairs. That's nice. I know, right, Jolie? Big shade trees. That's a huge thing. You need the shade trees. Now, you guys may know this museum from the movies that were A Night at the Museum, where everything inside the museum and the dioramas and everything comes alive. Even Theodore Roosevelt on his horse, which used to be stationed right here. It used to be right here. But during Cocoa and all of that, it got to be a very, very political point. And the family chose to have it removed. And it's placed somewhere else now. I don't know exactly where, but they have had it removed. Although, you know, Theodore Roosevelt's name is still on the building. But this is the grand entrance. It's very cool. They will check your bags. They don't want you absconding with anything or bringing anything. A night in the museum. A night at the museum, yes. Bus drops off right here. If you read at the top, it says State of New York Memorial to. This is actually a memorial to Theodore Roosevelt, a great leader of the youth of America in energy, fortitude, and the faith of our fathers in defense of the rights of the people, in the love and conservation of nature and the best in life and in man. Isn't that crazy? Like, this is actually a memorial to Theodore Roosevelt, and everything along here talks about it. All the bas relief, everything is like this. Pretty wild. It's a pretty grand museum. And Joe and I feel particularly blessed that we get to live in this wonderful city and have places like this available to us. Hi, Madison. How are you? Hi, Network. Yeah, Madison, they took it away. It's been a number of years. It's been a couple of years. And it wasn't done by the public, but it was done by the family. Now, I don't think people realized what the statue depicted. And it was kind of controversial. Okay. If you look up what the museum, the statue that was in front of the museum looked like, they did have like indigenous people and such at the very feet of his horse, like bowing in subservience to him in a way. Now, back in the day when it was created, you know, it wasn't done with an ill intent. But in the climate that it was, the family did not feel that truly depicted on who Theodore Roosevelt was. And so then they had it removed because it was such a public location. Also, it was probably going to be the site of vandals and whatnot. So they had it removed. This, right now we are on Central Park West. The park runs from 77th Street up to, I want to say 81st. I think it's 81st. They are doing renovation here on the sandstone part of the building. I think it is sandstone. But you can see they built up all the scaffolding around it. But it's on the Upper West Side, Lori. So this whole southeastern portion is currently under like renovation. I guess it's called, what do you call it? Renovation? It's not being rehabilitated. But it's been doing it for a while. As you guys can see, they have the gate closed. But they want to get it all up to par. There's been a lot of, I guess, money fundraised for it. But yeah, that happened a couple of years ago. So yeah, this is like where the parade starts for Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And then it continues down to Columbus Circle, 59th Street, the end of Central Park. And then it goes left, and then it goes further, and then it goes all the way to in front of Macy's. But this is where Joe and I always make our way down to for Thanksgiving. Since we've moved here, we've just about always taken some time that day, always to go visit the parade. Now, directly across here on the corner is the New York Historical Society Museum, another museum. So surrounding Central Park on either side, the east and the west, it's museum area, which is fabulous for me. I love it. I have been in the New York Historical Society Museum and Library. Very cool place. I was there because I was doing some research for a friend in an organization that I did a lot of work for, and still have very good connections to back in Minnesota. They were actually doing a lot of research on the architect Cass Gilbert. Now, he's designed lots of stuff for New York, but his roots and his very first building that he designed as an architect were actually in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, where we previously lived. So I was their connection that I could easily go to the museum up here and the Historical Society and do some research. I think one of the buildings that Cass Gilbert actually designed was the, I want to say it's the American Indian Museum. I'm not sure exactly what the name of the museum is, but it's for the American Indians. But that is downtown. And the only reason I remember that is because I was walking by the museum and I went, oh my God, Cass Gilbert's name's on this. Like, it's actually on the side of the building. It says architect, designed by. We're gonna walk over through here. Look at, they got their little, I love it. They're playing like little lacrosse. Lacrosse. Yeah, youngest president. He did a lot in his lifetime. He lived an entirely full life, right? I think this is an entranceway, possibly. Let's see. Yeah, it's an entranceway. But I think it goes all the way through to the other side. Look at me doing history. Listen, I don't know a lot. I know a little bit to be dangerous there, Din Din. But I do love showing people what's around, what's available, what's more than just, you know, always just what people take at face value. Because I know a lot of people, well, listen to that echo. may come here thinking, oh, they're going to see that statue. And then when they get here, they're like, well, where the hell did the statue go? I'm going to try and climb with my knee a little bit better. I am not a secretary nor a historian, and I neither play one or pretend to be one. I love this fountain. It's a nice little area up here. There's the another entrance. If I remember, this entrance is very close to the cafe that's downstairs. This building gives me vibes of a lot of buildings that you would find in Minnesota. This is the one thing I noticed about it. This old portion, it must have been a thing back then that that's how they designed them. I don't know. Now along this street on Sundays, oh look, there goes the Tesla truck. You'll find a really, really big green market. Also, some people call that a farmer's market. And they still have signs up here. No parking Sundays, 6 to 4 a.m. 4 p.m., I'm sorry. 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's super busy up here. Lots and lots of vendors. It's very well attended. And that occurs on Sunday. I know, like, right, Din Din? Like I've always said, New York City does not play about its parks. They don't play. They take them very serious. I've lived in a number of different states and cities throughout the Midwest, and I have never encountered a city that is so serious about their parks. I truly appreciate it. Oh, see, the lawn is open. And what does it mean, passive lawn? It means you can actually come out here and picnic. You can spread a little thing. You can do that. You cannot play football. You cannot do crazy stuff out here. We all have the London panes. Look at how beautiful this is. But look how shaded. And so, like I've always said, when people come to visit New York, they're all on a very go, 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 go kind of thing. But one thing I've always tried to explain is that you need to take time for yourselves. So sometimes, if you got a tote bag, because a lot of people are carrying their bags, right? Throw something like a very lightweight blanket or, monkey mat, something like that in your bag. And you can find places like this. Say you're going to the museum. Like, this has less people in it. Like, if you were to picnic in Central Park, you're going to have a lot more people fighting for the same space. And it's not super packed in Central Park always, but this is removed from all of that. And you're also very close to restaurants, like Shake Shack is up here on the corner. You can go get your Shake Shack. Bring it back over here, just across the street. Sit down and have a little lunch. Who wouldn't love that? I love it. By the way, I see we have almost 50 people hanging out with us today, here this afternoon on this stream. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I truly appreciate all of you. Look, there's an Italian restaurant here. I don't know if it's open though, is it? Maybe. I have no idea. Scarletta. You always have your monkey mat with me? You probably do. You got Fafo. I mean, there's tons of restaurants in the area. But if you want something super quick, you can go to Shake Shack or the little Mexican place. I mean, there's a cookie place right there. Now, in addition to the green market that happens here on Sundays, there is also the Grand Bazaar takes place right across the street at the school's parking lot and playground. Now, come Sunday, that gets transformed into what's called the Grand Bazaar NYC. Okay? And they host lots of food vendors, artists, flea market. It's actually a very well curated bazaar. And they call it the Grand Bazaar because it's not strictly a flea market, because they do have artists and artisans and crafters and all different kinds of people from everything. Never know when I'm going to feel like picnicking or lounging in the sand at the beach. Shut it! I know you love it so much. She would bring her scooter though. I bet you'd do the scooter. If you could do the scooter, you'd be like, I'm gonna hang out on the scooter while you guys do that. Fafo, of course, would bring his wagon with everybody's chair, tables. He'd probably have a fan in case it was hot. But we know Fafo likes to be prepared. He's almost like an Eagle Scout. Very smart idea. It is actually. It's a very, very easy. And then it's quick. It's a quick walk for me for the subway. I just walk a few blocks that way to Broadway in the neighborhood, and then I'm back on the subway. But as you can see, look at resident gang member right here. Gang of New York, how you doing? What do you want? I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you, man. Move along, move along. Nothing to see here. Keep it moving. Gotta talk to him. Tell them to move along. Moving on. As you can see, they're constantly cleaning up. Favo is a Schlockstork scout. He is. That dude can hunt out a good deal on just about anything. We'll see, he got that. Looks like everybody's getting out of their soccer camps. Oh, here's our little walkway into the park here. We're going to take a little walk through this little path. See, this brings us back. Yeah, he did listen and move on, that little pigeon. They have the waffle and dings on the corner over there, if you so need a waffle. And look, we are back right where we started from, at the beginning of the stream. At the big entrance on the west side, middle of the park. At Theodore Roosevelt Park, which used to be called Manhattan Park. But we're right here at the beginning. Amazing. You guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me on this little stream here with Where is Joange. We'll continue to explore specific locations in and around New York and beyond, of course, because we always go everywhere. Now, come September, we'll be on a cruise, which will be so super fun. We'll be exploring the cruise ship and also Bermuda on that one. But you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications on. But love you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.